I'm working on locating and disabling the O2 sensors for the exhaust of my 2010 Ducati Streetfighter. This is part of the Tuneboy tuning process. We've already disabled the exhaust valve flap. I've been told that you may not need to do that. It's unclear to me based on documentation I've seen, so we went ahead and did that in part 4. In part 3 we're going to disable the O2 sensors. I thought that the Tuneboy software already took care of that. It's not clear that it has. While I found a map that I'm pretty happy with, I'd say that the low end fueling issues are only about 90% fixed. We still have a little ways to go, and at the recommendation of forum member, I've decided to go ahead and do this. So I've spent some time locating these sensors, and I'll go ahead and show you how to find them and then how to disconnect them. There are 2 sensors, one in the front and one in the back. We'll go ahead and start with the back. So we're looking under here in the exhaust. Last time we found the valve flap, and that's here. If we creep around just to the other side, you'll see this leading into the exhaust, and this is the O2 sensor in the back. So what we're going to do, you see the 2 leads, very difficult, black and white wires, and I followed them into the wiring harness here and up into here. It kind of does a loop. Now I had to snip a zip tie, you could see, that was holding a bunch of these wires together, and pull it through. So I'm going to want to clean that up when I'm done with a fresh zip tie. And then under here is where the connection sits. So you can see I've already disconnected it, but here's the other end of it. It is difficult to reach, and on the female end of the plug there's a tab. See, you can see it on top of the plug. There's a tab that you need to pry up. I was able to get my thumb in there, but before I did that, there's a metal tang right here on the frame that slides into the clip. I pushed, by clipping the wiring harness zip ties, I was able to slide the plug all the way off and then pull it closer to me where I could reach it with both fingers and disconnect. The front one is tough as well, maybe a little tougher. To see it is difficult without taking off bodywork, but I was able to just kind of peek in here and find it right there. And you can see the same black and white wires coming out of it. I followed it up through here and then across to the other side of the engine. And then it came through over here. It doubled back on itself, and you can see there's the zip tie there and the plug. Again, it's sitting on one of those sliding tangs, so first thing to do is slide it off to give yourself a little bit of slack, and you can pull it back out. You can see it right in there. It's difficult with all the hoses. It's tougher one-handed. Alright, you can see, same plug, See the tab I was talking about before on the top right here. It's going to be needed to be pried up to unplug it. But before we can unplug it, we're going to need to cut that zip tie to give enough slack to the female end. Okay. Let's see if that'll give me the view I need. Be careful not to cut any wires in case you want to go back. There we go. Now I have some slack here. I'm just going to pop it up and unplug it. Again, gonna wanna tuck that in, make sure everything is tidy. Probably put some electrical tape over the ends for now until I can find a better way to cap it. You'll notice the front didn't require removal of any bodywork, whereas the rear, to get at it, I did have to take off the panel here and the seat to get at it. So now we'll test it and see if the Tuneboy software did its thing. We should have no check engine lights. And so far, so good. So that is how you locate and disable the O2 sensors on your Streetfighter.